I frequent a JRPG subreddit, and it's there where I saw this post about an indie game called Oddventure. It has a Kickstarter campaign and there's a demo available on Steam right now. It's an indie RPG that draws a lot of inspiration from games like Earthbound and Undertale, so let's go ahead and talk about it. I'd say the most interesting thing for me was the combat. Similar to Undertale, you don't have to fight to win every single battle. You can fight, but you can also make your enemy happy enough to where it doesn't want to fight, or sad enough to where it'll basically run away crying. Mood doesn't just affect the enemies, but it will affect you as well. You'll be weakened if you're depressed, however your bullying or otherwise negative emotion skills will be more effective, or vice versa, if you're happy, your power will increase, and your positive emotion skills will be more effective. You know, I'm all for having different ways to fight and different strategies to defeat your enemies. And boy oh boy does this game deliver on that. The interesting thing about the combat is that if you choose to fight, as opposed to cheer or insult or anything like that, you don't use weapons, okay? You use these things that you find on the ground, like acorns, pine cones, and stuff like that. The attention to detail in the pixel art is phenomenal. The forest the demo takes place in is bright and colorful, and I always love games where you can interact with the environment and it's no big deal, like walking on these flowers and crushing them. It's always hard to describe the music in these games, and I can't really play it due to copyright, but the music was really good too, fitting each setting and situation perfectly. I liked it so much to the point where I actually backed the tier that gave me the game and the digital soundtrack. The story is an emotional one. You play as Charlie, who is just this normal girl in what I assume to be elementary or middle school. The demo shows her living a really good life, where her parents are kind and her mother reads her bedtime stories. Then her family tells Charlie she's going to be a big sister. However, during the birth of her baby brother, Charlie's mother supposedly dies. The game takes place several years after those events, where the brother Bonzo is old enough to run and talk. This is quite the interesting premise that they've set up here, because it's easy to understand that Charlie would blame Bonzo for their mother's death and see Bonzo as an annoyance, especially with all of this happening in such a transitory period in her life. It has me quite invested and definitely makes me want to play more. One last thing I want to talk about. Like Undertale and a lot of RPGs these days, this game is going to have multiple different endings, and you'll make decisions throughout the game that will most likely affect how the story will actually play out, which I personally love and will certainly increase replayability value. The demo gave me one of these choices and it seemed to be a pretty serious question, so I'm looking forward to see what kind of choices we'll have to make in the full game. At the time of this recording, there is still some time left on the Kickstarter, so if you would like to go and back this game or look for more information, the Kickstarter page is still active. There will be a link for the Kickstarter page as well as the Steam demo down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, please, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more content here in the future. And if you want to chat with me live on Twitch about anything that was discussed in this video or videos prior, like I said, I do stream live on Twitch every Tuesday, Sunday, as well as one random day in between. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever and whenever you are, and as always, guys, stay crazy.